All right. So as the live is up now, we're gonna get straight into it. So in the past, you might have been patient, understanding, even forgiving in certain situations, certain relationships, right? But the people that you did those things for didn't deserve it. And number one, they ain't even really appreciate it. They ain't even care. Um, some of y'all been in some situations in relationships where the people that you were in the relationship with didn't have good intentions towards you. And so they use your kindness against you. They use your patience against you. They use your understanding against you to maintain access to your life. And when they maintain access to your life, they was able to get certain benefits from you, right? They was able to pull from your wealth, pull from your energy, right? You might have had certain things that you acquire. You know what I'm saying? You got a car, so now they could hop in the car with you or everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Um, you got a certain place that you stay at. They come into the crib from time to time. Um, you have, you got some status, or you have a solid, you know what I'm saying, um, reputation and social status. They get to kind of like rub elbows with you and attach themselves to you to make themselves look good, right? So when you was kind and understanding to these people, they just use that to allow to regain access to your life so they can extract these things from you, but they never really quite cared about you like that, right? There's a lot of backstabbers out here. There's a lot of fake people. And if you pick up on the red flags, you can pick up on um, these people can really expose themselves early if you're able to pay attention, or you can expose them, right? Some people that just come into your life to take, to manipulate, to see what they can get or extract. They just want to. Some people come into your life to measure and see what you got going on, so that they can extract from you and to benefit themselves, and then you'll never hear from them again for the next, like, you know what I'm saying, 2 to 3 weeks, or even 2 to 3 months. Some people just saw you as supply because you always got things going on. You always got shit popping. You know what I'm saying? You always got some money on you, or you always have access to wealth, right? You're always growing, you always evolving. So they want to be a part of your life so that they can take part of your success without actually doing the work or helping you or actually being there for you. Some people just want to come into your life to take. A lot of y'all, you've been around takers. You're around people that just want to take, but they never intend to give anything back. So you just got to pay attention to the signs, because when you read the signs, you're able to see, oh, this person, they just want to be in my life just to be in my life. They don't intend to give. They don't want to add no value. They don't want to support anything I'm going on, and they really don't have good intentions. Shout out to my MC McD, Missy D 99293. What's up? How you doing? Hit the like button. Yeah, man. So don't give access to these people anymore, man. Just don't look back or move on. Um, I've been hearing, certain conversations people have been having about the New Year's, etc. But in order to really keep growing in your life and evolve as a person, and really see, in order to really evolve within yourself and learn how to create strong boundaries, and you know what I'm saying, in order to really in order to really grow, you got to detach. You got to cut off the access. Um, Somebody said, X Trend, X Boys, what's up? Yvette, how you doing? Um, Logan, what's up? Now I watch WWE. We talking about real things in here. Y'all talking about WWE. Um, Hit the like button. Come into the chat, hit the like button. Come into the chat, hit the like button. Yeah, so yeah, man. Some of the people that are closest to you, you're gonna have to detach from, especially when you notice and pay attention. I just dropped a video on this. You notice and pay attention. they're not showing up for you the way that you showed up for them. Completely remove these people because you can't. The worst thing in the world is looking back with regret, like saying like, "Damn, I allowed somebody that I know I had a feeling that wasn't right for me. I let them back into my life. Now they could do you even worse." And so these people that you detach from, they mad that you've grown and evolved and doing better in your life after you separated yourself from them. Because it wasn't supposed to be that way. They're trying to understand why you aren't in that more softer space to where you're so forgiving and kind and accepting and understanding. They're trying to understand what changed about you. All the betrayal changed you, right? What changed you is seeing through their bullshit. Seeing through the lies, seeing through the games. And you got to make sure that you're always a priority. This message is to really, yeah, this message is to really kill the nice guy or the nice girl inside of y'all. A lot of people don't deserve your forgiveness. And I think forgiveness is really unnecessary. I think forgiveness is bullshit because the mere fact that you have to come and forgive somebody in the first place goes to show you that they shouldn't be a part of your life because they shouldn't even have done something to where now they're in a position to beg you for forgiveness. The mere fact that they had to go that far to do you dirty, you understand what I'm saying? Goes to show you that you shouldn't let them back in. Like you shouldn't even get to the point to where somebody got to forgive you. That means you really did something dirty. And a lot of times it's intentional. Um, they don't want you to, yeah, it's their fault. It's their fault. They just want you to let them back in. Yo, hit the like button. They just want you to let them back in so they can regain access. Some people forgive, they beg for your forgiveness for access. Not because they're actually sorry for what they did, but because they realize they did it to the wrong person. They did it to somebody that got resources and assets, and now they're like, damn, now I'm gonna miss out because my behavior, the fucked up shit that I've done made this person cut me off. So now they're like, damn, yeah, you let them back in, they're just gonna do you dirty again. Shout out to Kitty's World, um, 011. They just gonna do you dirty again. Just cut them off. As the world is evolving and growing, you can't really afford to have nobody in your life that ain't really good for you or have good intentions towards you. Kayla, what's up? Kayla X9Z8I. How you doing? What's up? You know what I'm saying? So I can't do it, y'all. I can't do it with certain people. And you gotta be cold sometimes. We live in a cold world. You have to have a sense of coldness to you because you gotta understand how people move. The same folks that want to come back into your life, they want to come back in to use and extract or to do you even worse. You see what I'm saying? Um, we can't afford that moving forward. She said my stomach hurts so bad. I'll be coming on here saying strange things. Um, yeah, somebody about to get blocked. So you need to make sure you do this with all relationships. You got to make sure you do this with all relationships. The best thing you'll understand how, because if you keep certain people in your life, there's certain things that you're supposed to get that's not going to come to you because you have these energies around you. You're not going to be able to receive what you're supposed to receive. You're not going to be able to think the way you need to think. You're not going to be able to grow the way you need to grow because the people that you have around you actually affect your energy. They affect your level of motivation, your level of focus, your peace of mind. So if you got people around you that just want to extract from you, sometimes you might feel like your energy off or why you feel so tired. That's because you're wrestling with demons. You're around people that, yeah, it's hard to trust. That's a fact. You're around people that without you even realizing it, they extracting your energy, they extracting your resources, they talking shit about you behind your back, they talking so much smack about you behind your back, and you don't like sometimes you don't realize or you're not picking up on the red flags. So what happens is it affects your energy. You're around demons. You're around people that don't have good intentions towards you, and that's why you wonder why certain things ain't happening. You can't manifest certain things. That's because you're around vampires. They literally sucking the lifeblood out of you, and they don't have any good intentions towards you. And you should cut them off sooner than later. And sometimes you do gotta cut folk off. Um, I'm not with all that kumbaya stuff, man. Once you see what you see, people always gonna show you who you are. When you see what you see, you gotta take action right then and there. Because sometimes patience could be a bad thing. Sometimes we could have too much patience, we could be too kind, we could be too much of a humanitarian with people that aren't really being human. Um, they aren't really being human. They're not there in your life to really serve you or to help you or to do right by you or to be a friend to you. They're just there to use, extract, or to even sabotage you. You got people around you that don't like you or for the strength that you have these good things going on for you. So they want access so they can ruin your life. They want access to keep you down. Some of them want access to you so they can do something to you. Y'all out on a trip somewhere and they gonna do something to you. Then they're gonna go on the news and say, we don't know what happened. He slipped and fell. She slipped and fell. We don't know what happened, but they all of a sudden they slipped out into the ocean off the boat. Or we don't know what happened. Um, Somebody said that's how hard it is to trust. It's not like I don't want to, it's their doing. Exactly. It's their doing. And you got to really move off of that discernment. When you pick up on the fact that the people that you have around you don't really have good intentions towards you, if anything feels a little smidge, like if you feel the slightest indication that there's ulterior motives by the people that are around you, cut them off and just move and you know what I mean, move in silence. And just because you're around a bunch of people doesn't mean that everybody has to know what you have going on. And you have to get comfortable being alone. You got to be comfortable not seeking affirmation or validation from other people. Validate yourself, right? Um, is that Justin? That might be Justin. Regular X4N, what's up? Hit the like button, subscribe. Hit the like button. Yeah. And this message is not just about, I'm good. How you doing? This message is not just about just people removing access. Hit the like button. That's good. That's good. It's also about, sometimes you could have people in your life that take you for granted, which I've had plenty of. It's about just respecting yourself and honoring yourself. Why do you allow people in your life that benefit from you, but you don't benefit from them? Why do you tolerate sometimes some of y'all tolerate breadcrumbs? Um, Let me see. I'm getting a lot of messages. Bro called me Will Smith. Um, Pit, what's the name? Pitbull, what's up? Yeah, you getting blocked. And this just speaks to what I'm talking about. Um, some people could come into your life and they see the light on you. They see you got some oil on you, right? They see that you have great things going on for yourself, or you're focused and you have accomplished certain things. So they want to come in to disrupt that. Some people don't want anything from you. They just want to disrupt what you got going on. Out of envy and jealousy, some people could be mad that they didn't really take the time to invest into themselves to accomplish anything. So they want to come into your life, right, to destroy and disrupt what you have going on, because your success and your elevation is a reminder of their stagnation. It's a reminder of their laziness, their fears and insecurities, the lack of belief they had in themselves to go out and do something and accomplish something. So beware of these haters. Some people want to befriend you because they see you as an op, or they see you as somebody that disturbs them, or they want to shrink you, they want to minimize you, they want to sabotage you, and that's why they want to befriend you. um I'm not saying you got to walk around paranoid. I'm not saying you should, not talk to people. Obviously you got to speak to people when we deal with transactions. I don't mind being social, right, and connecting with people myself, but you got to keep people at an arm's length sometimes, man. You got to really be discerning out here. You got to be discerning out here. And not everybody deserves access to you. And some people may take that as, oh, who you think you are, like as an arrogant thing. But for real, when you really realize who you are, and what you really have, you just don't let anybody around you. Not everybody deserves access to you. Not everybody deserves your phone number. Not everybody deserves a conversation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta really protect your space, protect your energy. You can't be too open, too welcoming, too inviting, because you can invite the wrong people. You can invite devils. And you gotta really, pay attention. Just because somebody has a smile on their face doesn't mean they mean you well. Just because somebody shook your hand don't mean that they really value you, or are innocent and have good intentions towards you. So you just gotta watch people, man. You gotta be an observer. You gotta pay attention to people, and don't, obviously don't make it obvious. I'm just teaching y'all to be more psychologically aware. Um, get rid of them fake friends. You don't need them right alone. Yo, I remember Tupac was saying, I watched this clip on Tupac, and Tupac was saying that um, nobody should be clicking up with people. Like when he was clicking up with people, the same people that he clicked up with, made music with, took care of their families, bought them houses, helped them get cars. Those are the same people that caused him to end up in jail. Those are the same people that set him up to get shot. So after that, he was like, yo, I'm just riding dolo, man, because we around all these people, and you laughing and eating food together and drinking and going to the club. Some of these same people, yo, they just got the evil out towards you because they don't like the shine that you have. They can't understand why they ain't shining and you're shining. They can't understand why you just seem to generate income and you have influence and power, and people like respond to you in a certain way, and they're mad they don't get that type of attention. You don't understand how much envy that causes, and that'll make people want to destroy you. They don't want your money. They don't want what you have. They just want to make sure that you don't exist, and they'll set you up. It could be your boyfriend, it could be a girlfriend, it could be your family, it could be a friend, it could be a coworker. Just don't trust anyone. Um, Somebody said, I gotta read a message. Somebody just said, I had an ex. This is less less smile Z91. I had an ex who abused me and then made TikToks about how she escaped. Crazy work. I let it be. I did not react or clap back, just stayed quiet and moved on. Wow. Yeah, she tried to make it seem like you the problem, and that's crazy. And now, yeah, people will do that. Like, people will lie on you to create this narrative that you're a problem. Subscribe to the channel. They'll create a narrative that you're a problem, yo. And it's like, with individuals like that, they just want to make sure they leave a stain when they leave. They can't leave clean, yo. That's a toxic person right there. They can't leave clean. They gotta leave, blame it, everything on you. And some people just don't want to hold themselves accountable. So you gotta do the accountability for them by cutting them off and blocking them. A lot of people do that. They don't want to be seen as a person that did you wrong. They're gonna try to twist the narrative to control how people see you because they don't want to be held accountable for the shit that they did to you. Those are people you gotta block. Those are people that can never return. When you see them walking down the street, don't even speak to them. Don't say hi, bye, none of that. Um, y'all gotta be unapologetic with how you move and protect your energy. You know, because that's if you don't, nobody's gonna respect you. If you're so open and forgiving after somebody intentionally did you wrong, that's what makes them lose respect for you because they're like, yo, there's no consequence for doing what I'm doing. They feel like they could do whatever they want to you. You're always gonna let them back in, and they're never gonna have any respect for you. Let me see. Everyone says my smile is. Come on, bro. My own brother Gala, Galoria, Ambrose. What's up? You'll create a narrative that you know what you're talking about, right? I have proof, but what is the point? I just couldn't find myself to put that out there. I mean, you could have did what you wanted to do, but that's the thing too, right? That person, that individual probably want attention. They probably did that to get attention, to get your reaction. They want to know that they still matter to you. That's the point I'm making about cutoff access, right? A strong detachment. Some people do stuff like that to you. They'll try to air out a twisted narrative about who you are, right? And they'll do this to get a reaction out of you. They want you to get mad. They want you to say, yo, why did you go out there? They want, you know what that girl want? She wants you to FaceTime her. Yo, why the fuck you did that? They want attention, bro. They want your energy. Your energy does something to them. They feed off your energy. So they do what they do on purpose so that they can get a reaction out of you, so that they can get a boost of your energy and they can use your energy to manifest. They can get a high. Some people are so toxic, they feel they go to sleep after arguments. That like they can't go to bed unless they argue. They can't go to bed unless they fight. So they gotta create this false narrative to make you mad, to try to get underneath your skin. Because without that, they can't breathe almost. You know what I'm talking about? Without that, they can't survive. They don't want things to be good. They don't want to leave on good terms. Remove access, man. And it's the removal of access that's going to destroy them because they thought you was always going to be there. When, people respect the person that they fear losing. If people don't really fear you in terms of losing you, they're not going to really respect you. Julia Thomas, what's up? We're just talking about what it's like. It is high school type shit. This is very high school-esque, right? This is high school-esque where you got to deal with these type of situations. And that's why it's like high school, because most people don't mentally graduate from that place. The majority of people don't leave it past high school up here, y'all, I swear. Um, the gossiping, you know what I'm saying? The talking about people behind their back, the bullshit, the lies, the games, it's all immature behavior. Most people never leave high school. After high school, think about it, right? You really not required to be taught or to be coached or conditioned to grow. After you leave, even when you're in college, you really don't got to do nothing unless you teach yourself, unless you want to grow and evolve. Most people stay immature and stay in that high school state for the rest of their life. And that's why they still maintain that childish mentality. I was too less Yeah, less smiles. Z91. I was too empathetic, but I now am a Baptist Christian, and I am 7 months sober. Wasn't really into drinking, but gave myself to God, so I'm grateful and thankful. That's what's up. Congratulations. Um, yeah, man. Somebody say you don't look like Denzel. Somebody said you don't know what I don't know what you're talking about. Tokyo, what's up? Somebody from Tokyo. Some said Grant Mason, 6973 from Tokyo. Shout out to Tokyo, man. Somebody said just a student. Somebody said I'm a loser. Why do you feel like you're a loser? I don't like that. Um, I never once spoke to that person again, nor do I have any social media, but YouTube for sure. That's what you're supposed to do. And you shouldn't even care. Your life should be so damn fulfilling that these people don't matter at all. They don't matter a bit. They don't exist. Your life should be so full and with joy and success and what you got going on. You ain't even think about these people. And that's what hurt them the most because they wanted their absence to bother you. They wanted you to be stuck on them and be sad and depressed because they're not around and for your focus to be off because they funky ass ain't around. Just like I said, the no access is just one thing, but once you cut off access, lock in on your goals, your health, right? Your fitness, your business, your finances, right? Just lock in on that. Lock in. Lock in on yourself. Lose yourself in your work. Build, network, create better relationships. Because what these people do is they don't want you to know, real talk, they don't want you to know that there's other people out there that's going to treat you 10 times better. They want you to believe that they were the best that you can do. And it's just not like romantic relationships, yo. It's like all relationships, like friendships. They don't want you to know that it's like they want your mind in a box. It's almost like they want you in a form of psychological slavery to where they want you to think that the treatment and the experiences you have with them, you're not going to get anything better than that so that you should be afraid to leave. It's literally like it's like a form of bondage. But you're gonna meet people out in the world that's gonna celebrate you, that's gonna treat you way better than you. You're gonna say, damn, why the fuck why was I in that situation for as long as I was, bro? When it's people out here that's 10 times better than them. Um, Somebody said no, oh my guy, he said not good in studies, no girlfriend, no life. Where you from? Send me the chat where you from. I remember my junior year. Panda Suplex said, I remember my junior year. Jennifer told me that she was just okay with being friends, but then I realized that high school was just the worst. There's plenty of Jennifers in the world, but don't worry. Don't worry about that, little Jennifer. Plenty of Jennifers in the world. I met plenty of Jennifers. You about to get blocked. A sub. Shout out to Pitbull Monxo. Appreciate you. Welcome to the family. Your bitch ass getting blocked. Um, you getting blocked. Australia, what's up? Amity Carol. Hit the like button. I'm just going down, read it real quick. But anyways, a lot of y'all do is gay, bro. Leslie Smiles 91. Yeah. So now I'm not in Australia. I wish I was in Australia. Appreciate it. Janine, she said, great advice. Thank you. All right. Yeah. So, damn, there's a lot of comments in here. Um, yeah, some of y'all getting blocked for real. Yeah, my bad, chat. Let me get these people out of here. Yeah. So, yeah. So, hit the like button. So, these people, they don't deserve access, man. We got to remove these people. We got to remove these people unapologetically. Unapologetically. No nonsense. Because you can't afford to waste time. You know, a lot of people, listen, I even, for a period of time, realized when it hit me, I'm like, yo, why did I allow certain people in my life as long as I did? What's the point? Why did you allow certain people in your life as much as you did? I love to read 919. Hey, how you doing? You can't you can't afford, you don't want regret. You don't want to look back and say, yo, I was in a messed up situation and I should have left earlier. And if I'd have left earlier, I would have been able to do X, Y, and Z. Like, you don't want to factor that in. Life is too short to tolerate being around anybody that's not treating you right or not adding value. And you can't really care because you have to say to yourself, right? They don't care. They didn't care to treat you right, to do you dirty. They didn't care to betray you. They didn't care to abandon you. They didn't care to overlook and dismiss your needs while you help them from time to time. So if they didn't care, why should you care? And some of y'all got to tighten up, right? Some of y'all be afraid to be alone, right? You're afraid to be by yourself, so you tolerate mistreatment and disrespect because you don't want to be by yourself, right? You don't respect yourself enough. You're not confident enough in yourself to go out and create better relationships or to just move on and be good. You got to teach yourself that. You got to teach yourself independence to where you feeling good with yourself has nothing to do with this person being around you. You have to take your power back, right? You got to validate yourself. You got to really treat yourself right because now when you create a standard for your own life, that's going to then make other people around you raise to that standard. And if they can't come up to it, you just remove them. You know how much bullshit we tolerate just because we don't respect ourselves enough or you don't respect yourself enough, right? And when you go into that place of solitude or isolation, is the best time to reflect and you'll realize and you'll wake up you tolerated too much for too long. Kindness can be used against you. You got to be real. You know what kindness is like? It's like right, y'all know those guns. Damn, I forgot this gun, man. The gun with the chamber, the circular chamber, and it's like an old school gun. And sometimes in the movie, they'll put one bullet in there and they'll go around in a circle in the table and they'll put it to their head and they click. And it's just one bullet in this, it's like um, five, saying slots where the bullets can be. That's how kindness is. It should be more rare for people to experience kindness from you. It's nothing wrong with being good. There's nothing wrong with being polite, respectful, or respectable. But a lot of times when you look back and realize a lot of people take your kindness for granted and they thought it was a given. They thought because you were a kind person that you were always going to be kind, that you were always going to be there, that you were always going to be generous, or they were always going to have access to you. And that's where the trouble started. When people think that no matter what they do and how they do it, you always going to be there, that's when they get that's when they start getting jiggy. That's when they feel like they can start having a good old time with you because they in their mind, I could do whatever I want to do. You always gonna be there anyways, right? Cut off access. um, Facts. Less smiles 91. I value myself and now I am pushing success and I'm traveling and doing me. That's what's up. Everything you're saying is just great to hear. Good character, my guy. Appreciate it. Adam, hey, what's up? Revolver. Yeah, the revolver. My bad. You see that so many times in the movies, but that's how your kindness should be, right? It shouldn't be something that you just always giving to everybody. That's like, you know how precious that is? And the more you reserve it, the more you withhold it, the more precious and valuable it becomes because now you're making people earn that part of you. You're making people earn that. You just shouldn't be giving that out, right? Because that could be misinterpreted. That could be misjudged as, or you just nice, or people could assume that you're easy, or whatever the case is. Like, nah, that's a precious thing. That little bullet in that revolver should be precious, right? Um, your kindness should be precious. It shouldn't be just a given and automatic. Because when people feel like you, no matter what, you always gonna be kind, available, accessible, and helpful, whatever the case is, they're not going to have any respect for you. And they're really going to dismiss you. They're going to dismiss your presence and they're going to really lose sight of your value. It's not that you're not valuable, it's your value is being overlooked by your kindness. So you got to learn how to balance yourself, right? Don't be too light, but at the same time, you got to have some groundedness and even some darkness to you because people got to know there's consequences for not treating you right. They got to know there's consequences for not treating you right, and the greatest consequence is cutting off access. It's one thing to argue back and forth with somebody and tell them about themselves as you should, but the greatest consequence for a lot of y'all that have a lot of value, um, to where people, your energy is great and people really benefit from being in your life, the greatest consequence is losing access to you. You just cut them off and then moving on and living your life and having people that really appreciate you have access to you versus people that just feel like you just a given, like you just supposed to be there. Um, Yo, what's up, bro? Adam, I'm chilling. Just talking, man. Lillian Akonda. Lillian Akonda, what's up? Kylie, how you doing, man? Yo, everybody say I look like Marlon. Hit the like button for y'all in here commenting. Hit the like button, subscribe. Nice to meet you too. Protect your peace always. That's a fact. You getting blocked. I'm gonna block you. Somebody said what? Hit the like button. Hi, I'm new. Vitana Taji. What's up? How you doing? Um, Amen. That's right. Lily, what's going on? Yeah, man. You gotta protect your peace. Hit the like button, subscribe. You gotta protect your peace, but you really have to protect your worth, your value. You gotta protect your worth and your value. When people see that you're easy, I understand some people might want to be good. Some people might want to be kind. You might come from a certain background, especially if you're from the East. Like anybody that's from the outside of the US, hit the like button. If you're outside of the US, hit the like button and drop a comment and let me know where you're from. Right? I don't care if you live in the US, but you were born somewhere else. Hit the like button and drop a comment of where you're from. China. Shout out to China. Shout out to China. So typically speaking, when you're from the East, especially places in the East, they have different culture and different religion that makes people. It really taps into your humanity. I think people of the East are really humanitarians. There's more on culture, there's more on religion, there's more on family value than it is materialism, wealth, um, and just overall, what's the word I'm looking for? It'll come to me. But you know, there's a less emphasis on just materialism and money and all that stuff. So people tend to be kinder out there. You go over there or you meet people that's from the very kind, that's just a part of their culture. So there's nothing wrong with being kind or good, but you gotta learn how to protect that. Like not everybody should have access to that. Just like a woman. If a woman, a beautiful woman, she got a nice body, she got a lot of value, she might be smart. She shouldn't let every dude up inside of her because that just diminishes her value. Because what's the point of you being so great, so beautiful, and all that? You smart, but then everybody you see, you just let up in there like people gonna. And it's not just about the act of letting people just slide in this girl. It's a mere fact that now you're teaching the world that you just don't have that much value because why is it so easy to get to you? Why is it so easy for every man, you understand what I'm saying, just to have access to you? You got to know your worth and you have to create a standard for your worth. And I'm not saying walk around being arrogant or um, walking around like a superiority complex, but you should be so damn self-respected and in love with yourself that you create a standard for yourself that makes people really honor you. You got to make, and this message is not, you know, the thumbnail was really on cut off access and all that, but it's really about accountability because at the end of the day, you teach people how to treat you. Hit the like button, subscribe. You teach people how to treat you. So if you tolerate and mistreatment, you're teaching that person that this behavior is okay. If you're tolerating somebody, you know, you helping somebody, you're helping them, but they're not really giving you no help in return. They're not really being supportive to you in return. You're teaching them that they can neglect you. So you teach people how to treat you. And in this situation, you really hold all the power. You hold all of the power. Your relationship dynamics and how people treat you is all in your hand. It's like you're like the God of this whole situation of your life. Like God gave you the power to have enough power over your life to where the outcomes in your life are completely dependent on how you handle things and how you handle people, most importantly, right? So all this shit is really in your hand. You teach people how to treat you. You teach people if they can respect you or they feel like they can take you for granted. It's all on how you conduct yourself and how and what you demand from the people around you. So you got to, in these situations, whether it's your ex, past friends, fake friends, right? Even family, whatever the case is, you hold all the damn power. You have all the power to address a situation. If you warn somebody about some shit that they shouldn't be doing, they do it again, you have all the power to remove them. When you start moving in power, you really start understanding your value, people gonna get nervous. Folks gonna get nervous because they gonna be like, yo, like, what's this? they're gonna be on eggshells almost because they realize you're just not gonna tolerate any old thing, and they're gonna still be in your life, and it's all sweet and games. And people have to know that about you. People have to know and understand that they have to approach you with respect, because every strong relationship, guys, it has to have the foundation of respect. If there's no respect, there's no relationship, right? Somebody said, I have to go to bed. Words, great words. Thank you. Good night. Good night. Appreciate you for coming through. Jeanette E5E. Thank you. Edits D5861 said, can you please give me mod? I'm your biggest fan. Y'all subscribe, hit the like button, check out my shorts. Give my shorts love, get the content love. Um, somebody said, who is this? Beer watches chess 0 1. Randy, should I tell him it's only lust, not love between us? I don't know if that's a woman. Do what you gotta do. I am comfy. Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Store runner. You getting up out of here, cracker. No racism. No racism. I love how like it's white people out there that swear they don't like black people, are always watching black people. It's amusing to me. It's like an obsession. She said, I'm a female. I mean, it's up to you. If it's not that serious, I don't. Y'all should already know what's going on. Why was racism a thing? No, actually, why is this a thing? Why did people make up one day and decide that racism would be a thing? What insane person would think of that? It is insanity. You know, I was just watching something, and this is still related to the topic. Hit the like button, subscribe. It's a social construct that they created um, in order to justify mistreating other groups of people, other nations. So in order to justify, they said, well, these since they're different, since they're from these different lands, since their physiology or their physiological makeup is different, they're less than, because they're of a different race. So they deserve to be subjected to enslavement or mistreated because they're of a different race. And that's how they made it up. They used it to justify enslavement, colonization, conquering, etc., and mistreating other people just because they have a different complexion. But it backfired because people that have dark eyes, dark pigmentation are genetically dominant. So how can you be superior when the natural genetic basis that everyone else has, that the darker people of the planet has, from that same philosophy would actually make them superior to you. So like their concept of race backfires on them, because it's like, how can y'all be superior when based off of genetics and biology, everybody else on the planet is genetically dominant? Again, but it doesn't, like, race shouldn't be a thing. We were all once different nations of people respecting each other, doing trade. Yes, there was wars and stuff, but there was a lot of peace in the East, and especially with Africa and these different nations. But yeah, man, that's just a European construct that they created. But it's still childish. Like, why would you hate somebody just because they're a different color, a different complexion? Their hair texture is a little different. They have a different culture, different style. They move a little different. They sound a little different. Why should you hate that person? The world we live in doesn't make any sense. And I think about it all day, every day. And a lot of people have bought into it. A lot of people have just bought into it, and it's just ridiculous. It's stupid. Why would you hate somebody just because they're from Asia? You hate somebody just because they're from Africa. You hate somebody just because they speak Spanish or they're Hispanic. Why would you hate them? But it's stupid. Lord Jesus, forever deliver us from these hateful ideas. That's a fact. Um, the American colonies and later a delegation in the Continental Congress, and eventually it was codified into law. Yeah, that's a fact. I just seen someone older than their feet. What? That's actually a good question. Who the frick came up with racism? Yeah, they came up with racism to justify colonization and conquering. Salute the bro. Yeah, yeah. The they I'm talking about are the European philosophers. They actually wrote actual philosophy um, books, articles, documentation. It's now documentation that because Africans and other races of people have this darker pigmentation, their brains are smaller and they're weaker or they're not as smart. And even though whites may be genetically recessive and their physiology is a little smaller and their frame is smaller and they have less bone, they have less muscle density. They're still like it makes no sense. And it's like how can you discover something that people are already occupying and made a civilization out of? What did you ever discover? How are you going to say you discovered America where people already built civilizations, culture, religion, family units on this land, but you discovered? So um, a lot of it is twisted. A lot of it is twisted. But shout out to the Africans, shout out to the Chinese, shout out to the Japanese, shout out to the Arabs, shout out to the Venezuelans, shout out to Spanish people, shout out to everybody, shout out to the white folks. Are you from the hood or trenches? What is called? I forgot. Somebody's getting blocked. You getting blocked for that. I had a dream. What? You can't come in here with that, man. Are you from Kenya? I am from technically, yeah, I'm African, obviously, West African, but I was born in Guyana. Somebody said I just seen someone oil their feet. You're getting blocked. Um, Somebody said this sounds weird. Leo, shout out to Leo Frostman. He said this sounds weird, but as a white man who's part Latino but grew up in the hood, I was jumped for being white at a very young age. But I never thought about it until then. It's programmed into us. Yeah, that's a fact. That's crazy. You said you're a white man, but you're part Latino, but grew up in the hood. Um, know about that situation that really happened. That's unfortunate, but it makes no sense. It's like a childish mentality that I feel it's a really a disease. It's a psychological disease, but all this racism, man, um, it's about fear. The underlying part of racism is fear. And when you study racism, when you study the works of like Francis Cress Welsing, it's really a fear of genetics. A lot of people, that's why a lot of people dislike black people or hate black people because they fear our genetics, right? We have the strongest, we're the most dominant genetic group on the planet. And so a lot of people, that creates a lot of envy for people because Nobody likes to believe it's part of human psychology or human nature, or at least we've evolved to this point to where nobody likes to see somebody doing better than them. The world is so competitive, so it's off of competition. That's why it's called a race. Racism, racism. Who's racing? Is this a track meet? It's always about a race, a race, a race, a race. It's competition. Um, we're seen as a threat to the powers that were or the powers that are of taking over, of taking the place, or eventually being the leaders and taking up all the resources. But it's a fear. It's a fear that if black people or other groups of people get into power, we're gonna then dominate and try to conquer and kill and you know mass incarcerate and enslave and etc. But it's fear. When you know that you're not that strong, you become desperate to survive. When you know that the people that you're around are stronger than you or have the ability to outlast you, or like I said, when it comes to genetics, when you feel like the people that are around you have greater genetic potential and they have the ability to wipe you out, there's a lot of fear behind that because nobody wants to be wiped off of the planet. Nobody wants to be beaten. Nobody wants to lose. So this it's always this fear of we got to make sure that we get as much of this earth as we can, and keep the genetically dominant people down because we can't afford to be wiped out. It gets kind of deep, and I'm not saying that all whites think like this, but is this is deep in European psychology when you study like the documentations and the books and the readings like unpacking racism. It's fear based. It's a lot of fear. All that kicking down and trying to bully and oppress and suppress other groups of people. It's a fear behind that because you got to think, right? If I'm in a classroom and I feel like I'm naturally the smartest kid in the class, I wouldn't have to suppress or oppress the other kids. I wouldn't have to dumb them down, distract them, beat them down in order to keep advancing in the class. Because no matter what, if I'm really that smart, I wouldn't have to do anything to them. I would just leave them alone, and I would naturally outdo everybody. So it's a fear of understanding we're not beneath anyone. Black people aren't beneath anyone. That's the greatest lie. Um, that's the greatest lie. This still speaks on the subject matter because you got to understand your value and black Americans. Shout out to Uncle Phil talking about delineation and everything like that. People lose access to you. People are going to lose access to you when you realize your value and you understand that you deserve to be in reciprocal relationships. Um, you're getting blocked. Brother Arbery, what's up? Some people got to get blocked in here. Hold on. Logan Hales. It is programmed before it's more about good versus evil. Yeah, shit is evil. It's childish. That's a fact. Silly Willy, silly Willy. Am, yes, Laron. He, bread 6868. Please say Aubrey. Aubrey Boner, what's up? Somebody said, how old are you? 2467. Funny as hell. Logan Hales, why seek the validation for people who don't want you? That's a fact. Can't do that. Respect. Lords, Lord Zebra, nah. Why seek validation from? Okay. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's jealousy, man. It's a lot of jealousy and envy when it comes to racism. Y'all don't understand how much I go through. I go through racism a lot, and I never do anything. Like I don't. If nobody mess with me, I don't mess with nobody. That's one thing y'all know about me. I'm not a. I think bullies are cowards. I don't think bullies are tough people. I think they're cowards. And I hate but love bullies at the same time. I hate them because why are you fucking with people that aren't doing anything to you? But at the same time, I love them because I get the opportunity to shut them down. I get the opportunity of being that person. Like who you're not bullying me. You might bully one, two, three, and all around me, but you're not doing that to me. I ain't with all that shit. I'll shut that shit down. Always do. Ain't nobody bullying me. Black people ruled Egypt. Yeah, we the original Egyptians. Black people are the really original Egyptians. And you notice because the original name of that land was never Egypt. It was called Kemet. And the people of that land named it that way because Kemet meant land of the black. They identified themselves as dark-skinned people, land of the black. So, but Hollywood and history tried to carve out the dark or the black history of Egypt and replace Egypt with these. They'll make it seem like everybody that's Egyptian is um, Indian or Arabic or European, and they'll make it seem like Africans never created the civilization of Africa. It's 100% African. It's 100% created, occupied, dominated, and ruled by black people. But because it's the greatest civilization of all time, everybody wants to be a part of it and steal it instead of just building their own dynasty and empires. You ever notice this conversation is advancing, which is cool. I like that. Keep it up, y'all. You ever notice a lot of people want to be black? A lot of people want to take on blackness, but they don't want to be black. They want to be us. They want to take on the cultures and the greatness of what black people did, but they don't want to exist as a black person on the planet because recently and currently it's almost like it's not safe to be black. Black people are the only group of people that are not allowed to really be themselves because when you're being yourself, it's seen as a threat. It's seen as yeah, it's seen as a threat or a problem. The world we live in, man. And eventually, I think very soon the planet is gonna get to a point where that's not gonna be anymore. All that stuff is dying out. Thank God. Um, yeah, Logan Hill said, "I believe we need to unite as Americans." This person's getting blocked. The world needs to unite, heal the nations. I mean, black people do dominate sports that involve speed and strength. Yeah. Bread 6868. Blacks are fine. We need black people. Where y'all from? Tell me where you from, man. Drop your where you from, the country that you were born in, or where you live in currently. Where you from? Somebody said we need black people. No, you're not. Black people are incredible people. All right. Thank you. Somebody said they cat look like fat shit in a bed. Who's a slash? It said somebody said cosmic blackie. Black is actual dehumanizing term that stripped away your name that humanizes you. I go by IBA and it means Indigenous Black American. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, you could go with human. You could go with African. You can go with. But that's the point. We are walking around in these alternative terms that stripped us of our original identity. But within context, I'm gonna say black, but This race thing is it really messed everything up. We really should be on a planet, work with other people, helping other people. Racism is just, I feel like it's an invention from cowards. Very cowardly people created racism and still operate off of racism. Like I said, when I'm in spaces, I get racism a lot, and a lot of it has to do with like my success. I'll be doing really good at something, and a person from another race may be mad or want to compete, so they try to sabotage. They'll try to attack or create, make it seem like I'm being a problem, but I'm evidently not being a problem. But the problem is that I'm black. The problem a lot of times is that I'm black. That's my problem. I could only love black women. My future wife is black. Mr. Valentine. Shout out to Mr. Valentine. I hope you're a black man. I said that. Israel. Shout out to Israel. The solution, Mr. African will reunite. It's 2026. The beard look is over. That's funny. Um, I date and love whoever I want to date and love. Right. I knew the word gringo. Yeah, bullies are cowards, man. I hate bullies, but that's what the world that the bullies, those same bullies came up with the with race. Oh, this race, and because this race is darker and they're from over here, they don't know what they're doing. So we're gonna kick them down and capture them and enslave them and beat them down and uh, but I was talking to this Indian guy, this Arab. I was at the store one time. I was getting some hot chocolate. We were topping it up. Older guy. He's like, he had to be about like 50 something. And he was just oh, he's from India, matter of fact. He's from India. And he was just telling me, he was like, brother, let me tell you something, brother. I don't know. He said India was colonized by the British. And he'll tell me like how they're these small group of people, but they end up colonizing everywhere. And he said the reason why they didn't fight back the way they should have because they had so much in their culture that represented, you know, humanity. They were religious people. They were a people that strive to be good natured, to be loving towards their families, towards their women. So they never in their culture was never that level of violence. That just wasn't their energy based off of their cultural practices, religion, daily habits, rituals, their identity. They never identified as a war like people. So they were overwhelmed by the level of violence that they encountered from Europeans because that's not how they operate. So it was easy for them to be overtaken by um, war, by intruders, by invaders. And they said that's why that happened to them. But they've grown their civilization and rebuilt, and they got a lot of resources now. They one of the leading group of people on the planet in terms of India, one of the leading nations. But that's how it happens, man. A lot of these other races, the cultures of people are very kind, very loving, very a lot of religion and civilization and humanitarianism is in their culture. The humanitarians, they don't really believe in that much violence and all that stuff. Um, so that's that. Somebody said, no, black people are not the original Egyptians. There's no such things as black people. The Kushites are the original. Yep, Kushites, that's a fact. Or you could say original Nubians. There's no such thing as black people. We need to deconstruct these people hatred because when you do it, they realize, yeah, it's just yeah, hell yeah, it's jealousy. It's so jealous, and a lot of the jealousy stems from we did everything we could to destroy these people, and they come back bigger and stronger. They getting degrees. They doctors and lawyers and the greatest athletes in the world, and they got all this swag and they're still confident. They still got their self esteem intact. They still got their self respect intact. They still loving themselves. They still celebrate themselves. How can't we break these people? What the hell? Listen, man, you can't. No one wants to. You're getting blocked. Um, they have plenty of reasons to be jealous. Huh. Let me see that emoji you just put. um, all people are created equally, and if you're not looking at it that way, you got the wrong recipe. Y'all were throwing rocks and killing each other. If you don't like black people, or if you're a racist bigot, or you just have a problem with black people in general, while you're in the chat, it's a part of my work with everything I do to interact with all races of people, a lot of white people as well. Um, Sometimes we crack jokes about whiteness, or they might crack jokes about themselves as white. Um, this world is crazy as hell. Nobody should be attacked because they're black. Nobody should be attacked because they're a non-white person. Notice most of the attacks on behalf of racism is towards a non-black person. This world is crazy. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, yo, Detroit in the house. New Land, Maxwell, 3167 with Detroit. What's up? Somebody said, wake up, bro. I am. Texas in the house. Gary Harden, Texas in the house. Whoo, man. I'm be down there soon, boy. Georgia, USA, Michael. What's up, Mike? Yo, y'all hit the like button, man. Brucey Young. Really, I don't know that black people were the strongest weightlifters or powerlifters. Are they the strongest mountain climbers? Fayetteville, North Carolina. Shout out to North Carolina. Those people lost all of their allies, so you don't have nothing to worry about. Just chill out. They lost all their friends. All of them, they backstabbed everyone. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody that prior they collaborated with, yeah, they're getting done the same way for a long time. You seem like black people were getting done. I've recently, over the last few years, discovered that there is no such thing as loyalty. This is on behalf of the subject matter. For most humans walking around, if you didn't know, now you know, the majority of people operate off of being self serving. And most people are just loyal to the opportunity, or they're just loyal to what benefits them. They don't actually practice loyalty. Just so y'all didn't know. And so when you moving and dealing with people in relationships, be mindful that the majority of times when people don't see a benefit to them, they're not gonna be there. Loyalty is rare, fake people are everywhere. Let's go. Let me get to y'all in the chat. Leroy Tucker, hi. Lena Gadar, yes, hey, how you doing? Somebody said, but I'm not Cosmic Blackie. I'm not from America. I'm not African. I'm just deconstructing the lies. They're not telling my story. I'm going to tell my story. I'm from America. Shout out to you. Play with who play who cares what people say. You guys should be proud. Yeah, who cares what people say? Thank you. That is Duvani. No, Dana. Yeah, Dana Valley. Somebody said they're losing all of their friends, though slowly but surely it's happening. People are starting to notice that they're gotten everything by backstabbing, hence what just happened in Venezuela. Hang in there, brother. Appreciate it. Yeah. What's going on with Venezuela is crazy, man. But it's funny because not funny, but it's a header in the news because so many people, so many Venezuelans are actually like celebrating because they said that the country is corrupt and they barely had resources. They wasn't getting the support that they needed because of the president. Um, yeah, some places are like that, and now they might make Venezuela part of the U.S. That's a lot of times what they do. That's what they did with Hawaii, right? That's a part of the U.S. now, even though that's a completely different and separate landmass. Then they did it with Puerto Rico. That's why Puerto Rico is a part of the United States, right? So Venezuela might be another part because there's so much damn resources, the oil, the gold, right? Lena Gadar said, I will write anything Arabic. Lioness of Gay, I hope you're well. I hope you're well too. I'm not a black, but I could only love black women, and my soulmate is black. Let me see. Um, Australia, Donavani. Oh yeah, I read that before. Philippines. Palestine. When they are problems, people will create them. People who support Palestine. Yes, it happens all the time. And I don't like colonialism. Let humanity be free. That's right. Let me roll down here, man. From the beginning, it was jealousy, jealousy, jealousy. Jealousy is a very dangerous thing. Y'all hit the like button. Um, Ron one, what's up? Louisiana. Jerry Mack from Louisiana. Shout out. Y'all hit the like button. We all got along great. Our grammar in high school and still today. Lebanon. Shout out to Lebanon. Let me see. Hey, this is Kvad. What's up? I'm good. How are you? I'm familiar, low key. Uh, uh, uh. Yeah. Shout out to everybody across all races. Um, JFK and Martin Luther King were killed by them for being too nice. Damn. Well, not really, but I understand the point you're trying to make. Kvar said I'm doing. That's what's up. Where you from? Where you what country you from? Yeah. Sometimes I think about that too, honestly. Like I'll study their works. I'll be saying to myself, yo, it seems like the guys that fight for justice or try to do the right thing just on a day-to-day basis, it seems like they always get done wrong, right? And it makes me change my approach because everybody that runs have been running the world over the past 100 years, 200 to 500 years. They've done it with like brutal force, not caring, not having no respect for humanity. And it seems like the stand up people just get wiped out. Not wiped out, but just they get done dirty. Vermont, US. I thought you were familiar. I don't know, I might have met you. She's laughing. Hit the like button. This dude is a Trump supporter. I seen him at a rally. Who is this guy? And I've never been to a Trump rally. What are you talking about? You finna do some shopping at Walmart? Yeah, MLK was killed when he was working with the garbage strike. Yeah, economics, man. Economics so important. Yo, don't be coming in here asking me. I love women, man. You know, you know what's funny, chat? I knew that there was gonna come a point. I used to joke about this with my friends in middle school. I used to tell them like, "Yo, it's gonna come to a point where you're gonna be laughed at for being straight. Like you're gonna be you people are gonna go to you and be like, huh, bro, you still like women, bro? What's wrong with you, bro? Like people are gonna laugh at you for being straight. That's crazy as hell. Um, Somebody said marry a white girl or a black girl. Somebody said white girls are more beautiful or more civilized. I'm gonna have to cut some people up. I'm gonna have to cut some people up. I'm gonna have to cut some people up. I'm gonna have to cut some people. That was the most racist shit I ever heard. You gonna get blocked. Marry a black EB what? You gonna get blocked, my man. Somebody say marry an Asian or a white. Somebody said they love racist chats. You go back to your mother. I don't know whoever taught you that shit, but you go back to them. I would never let a fan give me a what? Somebody gonna have to get somebody. Y'all gonna have to get cut up, and a couple of y'all gonna have to get blocked. No one is laughing at straight people unless they start doing like avoiding rainbows because that's funny as hell. Um, yeah, you motherfuckers, these niggas wild as hell. Um, you getting blocked. Slave, you getting blocked. Yo, if y'all don't like, yeah, this is hilarious, bro. If y'all don't like black people, why y'all coming in here? You're getting blocked too. It's not enough. It's not enough time in the day to block y'all. Oh my god. She said, Jamie Brady, what's up? I'm good. So somebody said some dumb shit just now, talking about some black or white, in regards of race. Most of the women I've dated been black women. I'll hold you. But it really don't matter the race, to be honest with you. I do want some chocolate kids though. And it's just a lot of cultural similarities, but primarily my attractions have been more so melanated, black women, Spanish women. Somebody said, yo, you're from South Australia. What's up? South Australia. What's up? Yeah. Somebody said I'm half black, half white. India, what's up? The Brass Shades, what's up? Logan Hales, I love black women and black women love me. What race are you, sir? Somebody said, would you date me? Y'all hilarious, bro. I just looked up. I even realized chat is like three at night. What's your opinion on India? India, like India. I have a lot of Indian friends. I have a lot of Indian clients. Indian people are very in harmony with their culture. They're real. I like Indian people. They're really cool. Really, some of the coolest people I've ever met. Funny as hell too. Um, they love me. Indian people love me. Some of the people I've connected with the most over the past few years have been Indian people. They're just so cool, and a lot of them actually admire black people, or at least I could speak from my experience. But yeah, shout out to Indian people, man. Mad respect. And they come over here, they do their tech thing. A lot of y'all in tech. Somebody said, yeah, so what's her name? Kvad. She said, I'm Cuban, black, and native. Shout out to Cuba. Yeah, a lot of your Cuban women are fine as hell. To be honest, man. Yeah, I like black women, Spanish women, whether they from Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Cuba. A lot of Brazilian women are like a mix. Obviously, like Jamaican women, African American, African, but it's not more so about even though I like melanated women, it's not more so about the race. It's more so about the connection and the attraction and everything else. Because that's the most important thing. It make no point. I'm not gonna, be with anybody that's not, we don't vibe and you know what I mean? I'm not being treated right, you know. Just cause I'm the man, don't get it twisted. Just cause I'm the man don't mean I don't deserve to be treated right. Some people think that the treatment and all this stuff should just be reserved for the woman. Nah, the man gotta be taken care of too. Talking about. Kay Cooper said, "You're a handsome young man. Thank you. I appreciate it." She said, "Where are you from?" I am from Guyana. Clients, what do you do? I'm a trainer, fitness and health trainer. Yeah, yeah. A lot of my clients are either Indian or from the Middle East. White people too, and a lot of black women. Shout out to sisters, definitely for supporting. Um, Fool Boy said, "Can anyone say hi to me?" That's funny as hell. John Jones, I would like to box. I would box John Jones. I wouldn't fight John Jones UFC style, but I would box him. Think I got a good chance of beating him. They love their India. Yeah, shout out to India. Lance Trust Lopez, what's up? Um, John Jones. Latina women are beautiful. Who you telling? Who the hell are you telling, bro? Gorgeous. Yeah, some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. Skin color doesn't make a person, but character does. That's a fact. I gotta be honest though. I gotta be raw. Like, um, yeah, black women, Spanish women, primarily the women I'm mostly attracted to. Asian women, fine too. White ones, it's fine in all races, man. And I'm able to. I don't know what it is about me, but it seems like I'm able to connect with everybody. I just have that vibe to me. I could kind of connect, regardless of the race. You look. Somebody said, Is Barbie Faye 42. You look friendly. Your beard is fucking cool too. I pray for you. Thank you, myself and all other good people too. Stay in good spirits, Baba. Thank you. I appreciate you. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Your name is Randy, bro. Yeah, and your name is Lame. Your name is Lame on your YouTube. You are him, bro. Don't lie. Appreciate you. Um, my man's coming in. He on a mission. You know what's funny about being in these chats? A lot of y'all be, a lot of y'all could connect it here. Anyone really been far even as decided to even go? What? I'm gonna make you jollof rice. You know how to make jollof rice? Kivad 30. Um, Nabistan Young. Where you from, Nabis Sing Yong? Sound Chinese. John Jones would destroy you. No offense. He got too much experience. I feel like I would survive in a fight with John Jones. Like if a boxing match, I could tag John Jones. But he probably got more power. He got a lot of experience too. But I used to, you know what I'm saying, do my little karate. I would box. I still, hit the bag here and there. I would give him a run. I think I'd give him a run, especially if I had time to train. Give me a month to train. Give me 2 months to train. I think I could beat John Jones in a boxing match. In a boxing match. Not that UFC shit. He get me on the ground, it's over for me. Even though I probably know how to navigate or survive, but I probably, but with a boxing match, I got a better chance. I have a better chance. I feel like I could beat John Jones in a boxing match. Um, uh, how many grams of protein would you recommend for 24 hours? 27-year-old meal, pretty basic. How many meals do you eat in a day? I don't really more so go off of macros too much, even though they do play, they do factor in. You do have to have um, a sufficient amount of protein and carbs, things of that nature, but it also depends on your goals. Um, Nesh 4N, I'm good. How are you? How are you? That's why I've been, what? Somebody said stop yapping and read the messages. Um, yeah, I beat John Jones. Could you beat Logan Paul? Yes. John Jones, shut your ass up and stop trolling. Stop tripping. Yeah, it goes both ways. Hit the like button. Yeah, I could. I'll have a better chance to beat John Jones in a fight. But I want to say this, man. Yeah, you gotta be careful with that the word loyalty, because you can't be loyal to somebody that ain't doing right by you. What's the point of being loyal then, right? I think the first person you should be loyal to is yourself, and loyalty should be reciprocal. Don't be all out here being loyal to somebody when you're not sure if they're loyal to you. You got to make sure that you develop strong relationships with people, right? You got to make sure you develop strong relationships with people. Bro, say you good at yapping. Hey, that's what you got to do when you're streaming, right? You yap. You got to talk. You got to keep the people engaged. Um, Bro says somebody said they hate me. Um, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. So be loyal to yourself. Um, and if people ain't doing you right, if they're not helping you or doing right by you, man, cut them off. Let them cut off the access, remove the access. If a person isn't loyal to you, then you should avoid them. You don't always have to be the same. Exactly. Be loyal to yourself first, because you got to understand how the world works and the reality of the world. A lot of people aren't loyal. A lot of people just be looking out for themselves, especially in America. But I'll say you should form healthy relationships with people, but don't trust people. Don't put too much of your trust into people, and practice self loyalty. Anything good that you want to practice, you got to first practice on yourself. And even if you wanted to develop these strong families or relationships, how are you going to learn to be loyal to other people when you're not loyal to yourself? You're not loyal to your own commitments, your own goals. You're not loyal to self discipline. You're not loyal to self-respect. You're not loyal to self-love. You got to be loyal to this first before you can give it to anybody else. Um, Somebody said, "You good?" Mm. You got to love yourself first. That's a fact. Some of y'all getting blocked. Yeah, what's a relationship without trust? Yes, I would get in the ring with John Jones. I would, especially the money right. You paying me what, man? You paying me 500,000 to fight John Jones? Hit the like button, subscribe. Yeah. Um, you got to really commit to these subjects when it comes to honoring yourself. Again, this conversation, um, why I even came in here in general, it comes from you um, holding yourself accountable. You got to make sure that you train people to treat you, train them to treat you right, train people to respect you, train people to value your time by you value your own time. You train people to value you by valuing yourself. You train people to respect you by always making sure that you respect yourself. Um, a lot of y'all need some solitude. Some people run around with people and with friends because they don't want to be alone. Because when you're alone, you got the opportunity to think and reflect on who you are and how you're moving out here in the world. Are y'all around people right now that's not really valuing you? Y'all in relationships right now with people that's not really giving you the same love or honor that you're giving to them, the same support? You're in an abusive relationship right now. You got to check yourself. You gotta train people. I mean, you teach people how to treat you. Because if you don't, there people could, kind of do whatever they want to do. Being okay with being alone gives you more power in a relationship. Yeah, because you're willing to be alone. And once people fear lose you, they're gonna respect you. They're gonna make sure they treat you right so they can keep you. It's unfortunate that you have to look at it from that like psychological. It's like a tactic. Almost, it sounds like very strategic, like a constant strategy that you're doing. But unfortunately, that's how you got to move with people because people are very strategic in how they want to treat you or their intentions. So you got to make sure that you're aware of that because you might not be operating like that strategically, but you got to understand a lot of people that you come across are going to be like that. They're like that. They're, you know what I'm saying? They're strategic. They want to see what they can kind of get away with. So you have to train them. You have to set those boundaries to train them like, nah, you can't, you know, you can't treat me this way. You can't talk to me this way. You can't have access to this. Unfortunately, yeah, you got to train people that way. Um, Somebody said, this person getting blocked. All right, where can you buy a course? You can donate to the channel. Cash App, Randy Harlequin. It's in the description. I'm in an abusive relationship. It's called Nintendo. Ha. Yeah, setting healthy boundaries so important. Davani Danavai said that's what I was going to say. I'm a very loyal person. Be loyal to yourself first. First person you should be loyal to is yourself and your goals and your life commitments. Be loyal to that. And then you'll really understand how to be loyal to the right people. Not everybody deserves your loyalty. Very few people should get your loyalty. You know how rare it is to get somebody in your life that defend you, that love you, that rock with you, that are gonna be there for you, that are gonna be loyal to you. That's super rare. Well, people love talking about loyalty, but it's bullshit. Um, that's rare. You got to make people earn that spot in your life. Can't be so easy to let people in because you're alone. You can't be so eager to let people in because you want some sex. You can't be so eager to let people in because you want to like fit in and you're afraid that you're gonna miss out on something. That's why it's good to be keep your time alone. Uh, yeah, but we don't know the basics. Some people have been conditioned to not really know how to navigate in relationships. Trained is a wild word, but I get what you're saying. Or teach. You teach people how to treat you. Yes, I agree. I think it's sad it's that way as well, but it is. Yeah, it's sad, man. You train people how to teach, how to treat you. You teach people how to treat you. Um, it's a fact, man. It just is what it is. And if you kind of sit around and you wait for somebody to change, that's a very passive state and nothing's going to change. And people are going to feel like they can get away with whatever. So you have to literally train, address the situation, teach people how, no, you're not going to do this. Nah, you can't do that. Setting those boundaries. If you don't, they're going to keep doing whatever they want to do and not going to respect you. And the relationship is going to get worse. That's a part about it. Some people think if you try to be easygoing, the situation is going to get better. It's going to get worse. The relationship will get stronger. Y'all will have more respect for each other if you would literally set those boundaries and tell people what they can and can't do straight up. Um, that relationship is going to grow. Relationships are nurtured off of respect. That's the key. There's no love without respect. There's no loyalty without respect. All right. Somebody said, very rare sometimes people don't even have mother who are loyal to them. Yeah. And that's really sad. Yeah, that's a fact. Somebody said, Kayla Divine, driven. Ola handsome. Thank you. Um, well, I learned the hard way. Getting blocked. New Zealand. What's up, New Zealand? What's up? So that's it, guys. I just want to get on here and talk with y'all about the situation of really making sure that you're really strong on knowing your value, respecting yourself, navigating and moving in relationships, making sure to assert boundaries, addressing certain issues, and really watching people and how they move with you because some people come into your life, they don't have any good intentions towards you. So you got to be aware. You have to really be unapologetic. You got to be quick with that trigger to kind of like cut off access because if you don't, people could play with you, and before you know it, you're continuing a relationship with somebody that's just gonna end up draining you, using you, And you're gonna waste so much time, and you're gonna wish that you haven't wasted all that time around this person or this group. So don't be afraid to cut off access. Um, don't be afraid to be alone. Don't be afraid to go on your own journey. Um, you have to understand that having access to you is a luxury. It's not a given. Um, you got to know where you stand. Happy New Year, Lena. What's up? So yeah, you have to understand that. Hit the like button and subscribe, y'all. You have to understand that having access to you, it's a luxury, and people are gonna be in your life exactly for a reason. So she said, Logan Hale. She said, "Thank you. I enjoyed and learned a lot. Take about loyalty and relationship. Have a good night and have a good year. Same to you. Blessings." Um, and we do same for someone else. Yeah, bro. I don't know. I forgot. I missed them, but somebody said Diddy. Clown ass motherfucker. This person's getting blocked. Yeah, guys. So just want to drop that on y'all. Teach y'all this, man. It's important to know how to move. It's important to set these boundaries, even cut people off, because if you don't, you can have real toxic people in your life. You can have devils and demons and vampires in your life that just before you realize it, you'd have missed so many different opportunities to do certain things because you didn't cut these people off and you still let them maintain access. So y'all stay tuned, man. Check out the other videos. I just dropped a short today. Check that out. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think about my videos. I'll be going live and streaming very, very soon again. But this was dope. I'm gonna get some rest, get some sleep. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.